Okay, today we started chapter 13, which is all on polynomials. So, a polynomial is when we have many terms or monomials that are added or subtracted together. And a term or a monomial is a number, a variable, or the product of numbers and variables. So we have several examples, very simple ones, like 5 is a term. So is just plain x. And you have things like 3x or 7y squared. Those are all terms. So a polynomial is when we have a bunch of these things added or subtracted, like this one that I have set up down here. Now, whenever we have a polynomial, we want to put it in what we call standard form. Standard form is when you list them so that the exponents on the variables are going from highest to lowest. So you see this one is already in standard form. The exponent on the first term is a 3. Exponent on the next term is 2. Exponent on the last term is 1. And there are no exponent, or there is no variable on this last term, so that's like having an exponent of 0. So anytime you just have a plain number or a constant, that's always going to go at the end. So that is how we make sure that they're in standard form. So today all we did was taking a polynomial and simplifying it and then making sure that it was put in standard form. So when we say simplifying it, that means we're going to combine any like terms, which is exactly what we did when we were solving equations. So on this one, like terms are when they have the same variable with the same exponent. So here I've got a negative 6q to the 4th and a positive 11q to the 4th. Those two can be combined together. So a negative 6 plus 11 is going to give me positive 5. And it stays q to the 4th. And then the other two terms, they're not like terms, and they're not the same as this. So they're just going to come down, but I do want to put it in standard form. So I'm going to go with the next highest exponent, which is the 2q to the 3rd. That had a plus in front of it, so the plus comes down. And then the last one's going to be the 3q squared, which had a minus in front of it. So when I bring that down, that needs to have the minus still with it. The sign in front of the number is part of the term. So this term is a negative 3q cubed, a positive 2q cubed. So this is my answer when I simplify this and put it in standard form. Okay? Now I have one more example here, which involves distributing as well. Again, something we already did when we were doing the equations. And since I have this 2 out here and all this stuff is in parentheses, I need to distribute, which means we're going to multiply this negative 2 times all 3 of these terms inside. So a negative 2 times t squared is negative 2t squared. Negative 2 times a positive 5 is a negative 10t. And a negative 2 times a negative 1 is a positive 2. And then this term at the end is just going to come down. It's not inside the parentheses, so it does not get multiplied by the negative 2. Now I just look and see if there's any like terms I can combine, which I see I have a negative 2t squared and a negative 7t squared. So those can be combined. And that is the highest exponent. So when I put it in standard form, I'll write those first. Negative 2 minus 7 is negative 9 t squareds. And again, I don't have any other like terms. Neither of these have a squared. They're not the same as each other. So there's just going to come down, and I'm going to bring them down in the correct order so this is in standard form. So the t is going to come next, minus 10t. Sign comes with it. And then the constant, just a plain number, no variable, always goes at the end, So plus 2 at the end. And there's my answer after I simplify that polynomial and put it in standard form.